Greetings to our Webb School family. I am here today to make an important presentation and honor an outstanding Webb alumnus. On behalf of the Distinguished Alumni Society, the Alumni Board, and the Board of Trustees of the Webb School, I am pleased to recognize Mr. Jeff Lorberbaum, class of 1972, as the 2022 inductee into the Distinguished Alumni Society. One of the most prestigious honors that the Webb School conveys, it recognizes and honors those alumni who demonstrate outstanding leadership beyond the Webb School community. Members of the Distinguished Alumni Society include Webb alumni who, through personal commitment, work ethic, and service, have achieved significant success in their professional careers and have made outstanding contributions to their communities, demonstrating our founders' vision of bringing honor to themselves and to the Webb School. Mr. Lorberbaum's leadership has been transformative, both for the entire Mohawk industry family and the Aladdin Mills family before that, reflecting the kind of accurate scholarship, hard and effective work, and character of which Sawney himself would be quite proud. Mr. Lorberbaum has led Mohawk Industries to more than triple its revenues, which now stand in excess of $11 billion from 2001 to 2021. This extraordinary growth has benefited the company, its shareholders, and its talented and dedicated employees. Mohawk employs more than 43,000 people around the globe. 1 in every 10 has been in the company for more than 25 years. This kind of record over such a long period of time is the legacy of Mr. Lorberbaum's exceptional leadership skills. Clearly, he has made a hugely positive impact across the globe, and in the words of Sawney, has pedigreed his own Lorberbaum family and the Webb family quite well. Congratulations, Jeff, on being named the 2022 inductee into Webb's Distinguished Alumni Society. We are proud of you and grateful for your influence. I'd like to invite you to say a few words to our Webb School family at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Cheeseman. When I include this honor with all the other awards I've received at Webb, they add up to a grand total of exactly 1. So I'm particularly proud of this recognition. That places significant pressure on me, since if I don't perform well, you might rescind it. When I learned I'd been selected as a distinguished alumnus, I assumed you'd evaluated my life after graduation. For years, I was convinced that Webb's mandatory study halls had been instituted solely for me. The Webb curriculum was really advanced, and I even took some courses at the college in Murfreesboro. During my first year at the University of Denver, I knew I'd been well prepared because I was reviewing all the courses I had taken here. The good news was that since I had more time to socialize, I'd met my wife, Sarah. She's been completing the refinements I needed over the last 45 years. It's still a work in progress. To be completely candid, what I recall most about my years at Webb has less to do with the classroom and more to do with growing up and new experiences. No one had told me about common showers and bathrooms before I arrived. It was sort of how I imagined Army life, just without the danger. Having a roommate was another new experience. I wrote to my parents and advised them that if I went missing, my roommate could be a prime suspect. I'm sure he probably did the same thing. When I attended Webb, Bell Buckle was tiny. It was so small the town's zip code only had 3 digits. The only place to eat was a lunch counter in someone's basement. But there was a laundromat in town, the importance of which was reinforced after my first game of playing football in the mud in front of our dorm after a heavy rainstorm. When you're down to 1 clean outfit, you quickly learn how to wash your own clothes and become more independent. I was really skinny back then because I didn't arrive with a particularly open mind about new food. The cafeteria was a nice place, and I didn't mind help setting the tables. I just didn't like many things they served. So 50% of what I ate was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which is the only cuisine I ever managed to master in my life. I mentioned I wasn't particularly scholarly at the time, but one academic area where I did excel was math. I liked solving problems, not memorizing details. I had good math teachers, and one was so good that my dad hired him to work for the family business. I seem to recall the headmaster asking my dad, Do you know how hard it is to find people with those skills? My father replied, of course. That's why I hired him. Math came pretty easy to me, but the other subjects were more difficult. Webb pushed us to fulfill our potential, though I'm not sure we always saw it that way. One year they sent us on an out-of-class learning experience called Outward Bound. For a few weeks we stayed in the mountains of North Carolina and went mountain climbing and belaying. It taught us not to be limited by our own fears or the fears of others. Our last assignment was a 50-mile hike through the woods in small groups. The counselors gave us a map and large backpacks that I swear were stuffed with bricks. We used the map to find where the trail crossed a road. We switched from hiking to hitchhiking. The counselors thought it was funny since our only instructions had been to reach the destination. We were just slightly more creative than they had expected. I can see the headmaster shaking his head, so my brief tenure of being distinguished may already be at an end. In preparing my remarks, I recall moments from my youth that hadn't crossed my mind in many years. I'm not sure any of us fully realized what an advantage our time at Webb would be as we progress through life. Schools must reinforce the link between learning and future opportunity to open young minds. It must prepare them for a world that will be very different than the one they know today. Innovation and creativity come from stepping off the beaten path and trying things that others can't envision in life. Webb is here to establish that foundation, to reinvent the future. Mr. Cheeseman, I appreciate this recognition. I'm proud to be a member of Webb's class of '72. I extend my best wishes to all of Webb's alumni, faculty, and students. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'll put it with the rest of my awards.
Well done. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.